Welcome back to our channel, Immigration Quick Take. We hope you are doing great. Do you know your immigration process to the US may be impacted by a slight adjustment in your admission date? Well, in this video, we'll talk about the most recent changes to US immigration. So to get all the information, pay attention and watch the video through to the end. Please hit the like, subscribe and don't forget to push the notification bell for upcoming episodes. So without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Not all attempts to modify US immigration law are as important or able to benefit millions of immigrants as the one recently made by Senators Dick Durbin and Alex Padilla. Now, according to a new measure that the senators jointly introduced, approximately 8 million immigrants would be allowed to petition for permanent residency if they had consistently been in the US for at least 7 years. The bill titled the Renewing Immigration Provision of the Immigration Act of 1929 would update the current register date. Well, this would be the first revision to the registry date since 1986. Until it has been altered, the qualifying cutoff date for the current register is still January 1st, 1972. In other words, you need to demonstrate that you have been physically in the country for more than 50 years to be qualified to petition for permanent residence under the current registry date. Well, Senators Elizabeth Warren and Ben Ray Luján are co-sponsoring the new measure that would update the registry requirements, while Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren had already submitted a counterpart bill in the House in July 2022. So, why is the modification required? Well, several factors led to the introduction of the registration date. For one thing, it was believed that there was a limit beyond which the benefits that illegal immigrants brought to the nation exceeded the harm they caused. For another, using a registered date was a realization that it would be ineffective to continue pursuing millions of people who lacked documentation. So, fairness demanded providing a way of certain long-term inhabitants, particularly those of excellent moral characters, to make apologies similar to other areas of law where there are time limits connected with prosecuting offenders. In other words, it was thought that it made sense to help immigrants who presently live in secrecy, labor for pay that is received illegally, and live in the hope that one day they may be able to live their silent lives of desperation and integrate into mainstream American culture. The initiative's backers contended that the long-term unauthorized immigrants who stand to gain from this law have profound ties to the country. Here, they have established lives of their families and themselves. They now embrace the same principle as the other Americans that live here. They participate in the same community groups as other Americans. Their kids attend the same schools and many visit the same churches. Now, the new legislation voted by the House and Senate involves a straightforward process, but what makes it noteworthy is that registry candidates can now be admitted without submitting to a medical exam, a financial declaration of support, or a petition from a US citizen. Alternatively, all that is necessary to apply is for a person to submit a request to uscis along with the relevant fee. Well, what are the advantages of the change then? Up to 8 million people, including dreamers, forcibly displaced individuals, individuals with temporary protected status, children of individuals with long-term visas who fear deportation, crucial employees, and highly skilled professionals who have been waiting years for a green card, according to supporters of the measure, would receive a much-needed pathway to citizenship. We estimate that if the illegal people covered by this law become citizens, they would make a yearly economic contribution to the US of roughly $83 billion and pay taxes of around $27 billion. Will the legislation be approved then? However, the path to success for this project is dangerous. Republicans do not favor these laws for one reason. They are more concerned with the issues surrounding immigration at the southern border, as well as with enforcement and deportation. Since the Democrats now control both the House and the Senate, the bills might convincingly still be passed by them. But in all honesty, it will be challenging to gather the necessary momentum. This bill will require the unanimous backing of every Democrat in the Senate and practically all Democrats in the House. There is no time to waste. While the congressional agenda will be hampered by the tremendous devastation brought by the Hurricane Len, to cite just one example. So the amount of time left to implement the measure is limited. The registration clause was originally put into effect by the Registry Act of 1929, according to historical records. A permanent resident application may be made by immigrants who had been continuously present in the country since June 3rd, 1921, were of high moral character and were not otherwise subject to deportation thanks to the register legislation. So the deadline for registries has been pushed 4 times since then, generally as a result of significant immigration changes. It was no longer necessary for applicants to be exempt from deportation after legislation was introduced in 1958 to update the registration date to 1940. This modification made it possible for anyone who had overstayed their visa or entered the country without inspection to apply for a green card. Only candidates who previously had lawful permanent resident status or constituted a threat to national security were ineligible for registry modification. So the list of charges that would prevent someone from applying for a green card under the clause has grown as a result of later amendments and now includes offences related to drugs and smuggling. This is all in this video. So what are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.